everybody, it's the Warhipster here, coming at you with another Contrast Plus painting tutorial, and today we are painting a Christmas present. Yes, we are painting the Black Templars Castellan. This is a piece of Warhammer history made in plastic. It is a classic looking miniature and it's absolutely fabulous. And well, we're going to be painting him today. This is a Christmas present, as I said, for Mr. ADR Wargaming, otherwise known as 5-Minute 40k here on YouTube. And, well, we're going to be painting him exactly like the box art. So, without further ado, we're going to jump in and start painting him. And the colour we've been primed in is Grey Seer. Now, in a bunch of the other Black Templars tutorials that you will have seen, we have done the Black Templars with Shyish Purple, followed by Black Templar, and then some Demonette Hide and some Slaanesh Grey highlights. That is not what we're going to be doing with this one. With this one, we're going to be doing a slightly blue scheme. Now, this is an alternative way of painting Black Templars, but it's also the closest one to the box art. So, what we're going to do first is we're going to take some Ultramarines Blue and we're going to paint this all over his black armour. Now, just to clarify, one thing I should point out is that his chest piece is a bony colour. So try to avoid that at the very beginning. But otherwise, we've got the entire of the leg, the arms, the backpack, and the helmet. So we're going to be painting with the Ultramarines Blue first. And so with that Ultramarines Blue applied to our Castellan across all of his armour, what we're now going to do is we're going to take some Black Templar. I'm going to paint this over the top. It's a little too much. There we go. What we can also do is we can now use that Black Templar over the top of any of the soft joints in his armour as well. As well as any of the black piping. This is going to include that area just on his leg, this top big one here, that one, and that one. But not this one, nor the underside ones. They are a different colour. So with that done, what we're now going to do is we're just going to very quickly take some Shyish Purple. I'm going to use this over the top of those remaining ribbed cables. So with that now done, it's time to move on. And well, the colour we're going to move on to is the sort of bony parchment colour. Now this is going to be for the outside of the robe, so at the front here and across the back there, and it's also going to be on the breastplate here itself. So the colour we're going to be using for this is Skeleton Horde. And we just want to grab that on our brush. We're just going to start painting. So I'm just going to start just here. Giving it a nice soft cream. Just like this. So with that done, just whilst we wait for that to dry, what we're going to do is going to create a roughly 3 parts Apothecary White to 1 part Skeleton Horde mix. I'm going to paint this over the shoulder pads. And so with that done, what we then do is we take some Blood Angels Red. Now we're going to use this in a couple of different places. So first and foremost, we're going to be using this on the bolt casing of the weapon. Like that. We're also going to be using it up here on the haft of the weapon. Of the axe, I should say. Like so. And then we're also going to use this over the interior of the cloaks. So with that done, what we're now going to do is we're going to take some thinned down Balthasar Gold, and we're going to use this to paint in all of our sort of slightly more ornate gold details. So this is going to include areas such as the chest, like so. Making sure we get those clips in there as well. What we're also going to do is going to use this to paint in the trim on the armour. On the legs and on the arms. And on the shoulders as well. This might seem a little dark at the moment, but don't worry. It's all going to make sense in a minute. And so with that done, what we're now going to do is we're going to take some thinned down Retributor Armour. I'm going to use this to paint in our remaining kind of ornate details. So this is going to include areas like that section of the power axe and the skull. Up here. As well as that little bit there as well. I'm going to paint in this little gizmo. The Aquila on the bolt gun, as well as the writing around there, like that. And we're also going to paint in this skull up here. And so with that done, what we're now going to do is going to take some thinned down Leadbelcher. I'm going to use this to paint in all of our silver details. So the axe blade, the mechanical areas on the bolt gun, the vents on the backpack, and any other details that you wish to be silver. And so with that done, we've just got one more base coat left to do, and that is going to be some Iyanden Yellow. It's going to be on our remaining smooth cables. So we've just got this one just here. On the power axe. And of course, we do want to do both sides. Like so. And then the other one, rather, other couple are just here on the back. Now, one thing I should probably mention at this point is you might have noticed that the candle is now red, because I forgot to do it at the time when we were doing all the red details. And that skull on the backpack, that's also going to be the same colour as the rest of the bone details, which I will do very, very shortly. But other than that, we are now fully done with our base coats. So with that done, it is now time to add some shades to our miniature. And well, the place we're going to start is on all of our gold. So all of the Balthasar Gold and all of the Retributor Armour as well. It's going to be the same shade. And the colour that is going to be is Darkoath Flesh. We just want to basically load up the brush and just start painting this all over. Just being careful. Once we get close to any details that we don't want to be Darkoath Flesh, of course, just like this. What we can also do, we can use this to shade the red of the bolt gun casing as well. It gives quite a pleasing effect over the top of the Blood Angel's red. Just like that. And so with that Darkoath Flesh applied, what we then do is we take some Basilicanum Grey and we use this to shade all of our silver details. So with that done, our Castellan is now at what I would call a Warhipster battle ready, as you can see. However, we're not going to stop there. We are going to take him to the next level, and the colour we're going to be using first is Russ Grey, because we are now into the highlighting section. And this Russ Grey is going to be a highlight for all of our black armour. Now all we're going to do is Just going to take small amounts of this on our brush and just very carefully start picking out all of those edges. Just like this. Now, it might seem like there's lots and lots and lots of them to do. There actually isn't on this model. So with that Russ Grey highlight applied to all of the black armour, what we're now going to do is we're going to take a little bit of Fenrisian Grey, not very much at all. I'm going to use this to add a little spot highlight to the sharpest points. So for example, just down here on that corner, like so. And so with that done, all of our black power armor is now finished. So what we're going to do is we're going to move on. I'm going to use some Screaming Skull. I'm going to use this to highlight all of our skeleton horde areas. So for example, that chest plate, and the tabard. And so with that done, what we're now going to do is we're going to take some thinned down Corax White. And we're going to use this to highlight our shoulder pads, but also do a little bit of relayering. So firstly, what we're going to do is we are just going to also pick out the extreme edges. So for example, like there. Like so. But then also what we're going to do, as I said, is we're going to be doing a little bit of relayering. So on this kind of flat panel here, and up here, and across the top of the skull, what we're going to do is we're just going to coat this Corax White in there, just avoiding the recesses. Like so. So you just want to go across both of these shoulder pads like this, and then we'll come back. So with that done, what we're now going to do is we're going to take some Evil Sunz Scarlet. I'm going to use this to highlight all of our red details. So with that Evil Sunz Scarlet applied, what we're then going to do is going to take a teeny tiny amount of Fire Dragon Bright, and we're just going to add that to the sharpest corners on our red details. So for example, on this bolt gun, we've got the rivets and the edges of the casing. And so with those red details now done, it's time to move on to metallics. So the first one we're going to use is Runelord Brass. Now what we're going to be doing here is a couple of different things. So on everywhere that we did with the Retributor Armour, we just want to do a highlight. Pure and simple. Just like that. Whereas on the areas that we originally did with Balthasar Gold, we're effectively going to relayer it now. Just avoiding the darkest recesses. So with that done, what we're now going to do is we're going to take some Canoptek Alloy. We're going to use this to highlight all of our gold. And again, this is going to include the Retributor Armour and the Balthasar Gold sections. So with that done, all of our gold and brassy and awesome detail is now finished. So what we're going to do is we're going to work on that silver. We're going to take some thinned down iron hand steel. Now, for most of the silver, we are just going to be picking out the edges. So for example, of that spike at the top of the helmet, axe, and the back part as well, and like that. And on the main axe head itself, just picking out the edge. However, what we're also going to do on the axe is we're going to paint this iron hand steel over the entire of the cutting edge of the blade. Like that, to give it that real kind of sharp transition. Otherwise, for the rest of the silver, you just want to pick up those edges. And so with that iron hand steel applied, what we're then going to do is take some Stormhost Silver. I'm going to use this to highlight the absolute sharpest parts of all the silver. So this is going to include the cutting edge of the blade, like that, the tip of the spike, the top side of this one, just there like that, as well as these little areas here, and the lenses, and then around the barrel of the gun. So with that silver all done, he's very, very nearly finished. We've just got two more details left to do. We've got all the lenses and a little bit more extra work on the smooth cables. But for the lenses, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take some Evil Sunz Scarlet. I'm going to add this inside the eye socket. And with that Evil Sunz Scarlet applied, what we then do is we take some Blood Angels Red. We're going to apply this over all of our little metallic gems. So we've got this one down here. Like that. And we've got these ones. And this one back here. So that Blood Angels Red applied, what we then do is take a teeny tiny amount of Lugganath Orange, and on the eye lens you just want to add a little bit of it towards the front, like that. Whereas on all the other little ones, just want to add a little dot of it in the bottom right corner. Like so. And so with that done, we then want to add the tiniest dot of Corax White in the opposite corner to where we've added that Lugganath Orange. So on our helmet islands, just want to add it there. And then these ones, I just want to add it in the top left corner. Like this. So with that done, our Castellan is now pretty much finished. He looks awesome. But what we are going to do is just one last thing. Now this is entirely optional. What we're going to do is we're going to add a little bit of hazard striping to our yellow cables. So the colour that we're going to be using is Black Templar. Basically what we want to do is just draw these little lines going all the way around. Our cables, like so. And of course, we want to then do the same thing on the other side to bring those lines all the way around. And there we have it. Our Black Templars Castellan is now finished. It looks absolutely cracking. It's always wonderful to see those artworks brought to life. Well, rendered in plastic, of course. It's not alive, no matter how much I wish they were. And of course, the most important thing is Merry Christmas, Adam. I hope you really like it. It's awesome to add it to the collection of Black Templars heroes that we've already got. And, well, yeah, that's all there is to say. Hope you enjoy it, buddy. Merry Christmas. If you enjoyed this video, you love the channel, and you want to support me further like these legends and bosses on the screen before you, you can do so. Head to patreon.com/warhipster or head to ko-fi.com/warhipster. Alternatively, you can now become a YouTube channel member by heading to the channel page and clicking on the join button just here, just like these absolute bosses have done. And if you just want to shoot me a little thanks, just because you really love this video, you can click on the thanks button just below this video. Don't forget to share it, like it, comment on it, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And to make sure you stay up to date, don't forget to click the bell icon. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all very soon in the next one. Happy wargaming.